Hello again, everyone. Saki here, and welcome back to Let's Learn Japan in Victoria 3, where last time we were working on the Meiji restoration. We have 2 out of 3 things. So we need to restoration industrialize Japan. 70% of all eligible Japanese states has an urban center greater or equal to 5 and a railway. That one is going to take some time, but we are building government administration here in Kansai, trying to get our bureaucracy up, and we should focus on the railroads after that and everything that the railroads need. Looking at the market and the details, right now our engine's 27% higher than base price, so we definitely need some more engine factories for sure. And I wonder if we can start putting the engine production, say, in Edo or something like that. Its urban size is 2, and if we were to open up an engine industry there, we might be able to get that urban size up to 5 and prepare for the railroad. So nice, easy going here. We're trying to enact the right of assembly, a 23.8% chance, pretty even Steven across the board, but probably stall. That will be the 21st of October. So we'll see what happens there. Restore landed voting. Of course, the landowners aren't happy to the right of assembly. So we'll see what that entails. So for some reason, Austria has decided to damage our relations. Their attitude towards us is belligerent, a target of conquest. Okay, so last episode, we actually increased our military to modernize it. I don't know if we can speak to Austria and get them nice. Begin improving relations? Sure. And we do have the diplomatic influence to do that. We'll just run that and see if we can change that. And with their belligerent attitude, maybe we can get Russia, maybe the Heavenly Kingdom, or someone of that nature to join us. In the event of a war, we will see. We're running on the latest Earl Grey patch 1.1.2, so we'll see if that rebalanced the way the AI sees us here. Nice, Central Archives successfully completed. Okay, so I don't know what that was all about, but we do have inefficient agriculture, however. So Kansai becomes more radical, or the industrialists lose group appeal. So looking at the industrialists, they're in government, but sort of on the outside in. So we'll do that, not get any radicals there. Our filing cabinets, though. 5% bureaucracy boost or identification documents. So how far away are identification documents in the grand scheme of things? I believe that will be in society. And identification documents is a 7-year research for more taxation capacity. But we're running bureaucracy deficit now. So we either get a 5-year boost for 5% bureaucracy, increasing our tax collection. Oh, I don't know if 3K progress per... Yeah, is that just a one-time 3,000? So 1/7 of identification documents. That's still quite a ways away. We will take the bureaucracy, and now we're only running at 17.1 deficit. And let's continue what I was going to do here and get an engine factory, if we can here, or a motor industry built up in Edo, trying to increase the urban center as well as lower the cost of engines full stop. So our law enactment is currently stalled from an illegitimate government, you say. Okay, so this latest patch completely broke our government. The next election is in 82, so we've got 4 years of an illegitimate government. If we were to reform, what is this mess now? So 100% legitimacy is the peasants, Buddhist monks, and trade unions. Okay, so there's a nice handy button to tell us what we can do to get that done. I see. All right, if we wanted to continue to pass the right of assembly, we need the intelligentsia and the trade unions still in government. What would this do if we were to do something like this? So the intelligentsia and armed forces are together, peasants and trade unions. If we pulled out the peasants and trade unions, okay, that would boost, that's an unacceptable government. So for now, what I'll do is I'll cancel the right of assembly since it's not going to pass anyway. And we're gonna try to ride into the next election when we can get a free government change. We'll see if we can get away with that. Extra good interest rate, nice extra education access, material waste deactivated. Yeah, we're just gonna have to ride this out as the patch completely broke our government type, but I don't want any radicals or anything like that springing up. So it'll be a rough 4 years. We won't be able to pass any laws. I guess that makes things simpler in the grand scheme of things. Just continue building. As of now, opposition interest group approval -3. Radicals from standard living decreases. I'm going to try to keep that down. And extra radicals per month. So government ideology penalty. Monarchy, census suffrage, size of government. Okay, we will... Ooh, diplomatic play started, eh? What is this diplomatic play? Sierra Leonean peasant revolt against Great Britain. That's fine. Raising concern to petite bourgeoisie. All right, so interest approval or political strength. And the bourgeoisie doesn't really have any, government power whatsoever. So, yeah, the political strength and group appeal. Yeah, we're not here to appease everyone. Although it would be nice to get them to +10, but I don't think that they're +10, loan interest rate. So we're not taking out any loans, so we really don't need them. So Austria is being a bit cheeky. I was wondering why we weren't improving, because Austria is trying to decrease our relations at 3%, while we are improving relations 3%, coming out even Steven. So we're talking nice about them. They are really taking a dump on us, and it's working out in the end. This latest patch might be a little bit vicious for us, for sure. So a diplomatic play between the United States and Mexico. United States wants to conquer California and humiliate Russia. Mexico wants Nevada and New Mexico back. We'll see if anyone jumps on board here. We are going to declare our neutrality. We are not going to get involved as far as that is concerned. Interesting. So Korea and the Great Qing are importing ammunition and artillery from us. Hopefully, that will make those businesses profitable. I think we set up a few in Kansai. And we'll watch this railroad, see if we can get the cost of engines down. So once again, it looks like tools may be the throttle point right there. Hey, the U.S. is improving relations, and we have the extra diplomatic influence for that. If we aren't topped off, let's begin improving relations as well. So that should be a big boost now that we are talking to each other, that's for sure. Mr. President Gordon Hammond of the Southern Planters. And now we have engines coming. So let's put in our railroad. They're in Kanto as well. Urban Center went up. Nice, Urban Center size 3. And I believe this railway, +5 to urbanization per level. Awesome. So, one railway in each state should go a long way to improving urban centers for sure. And as a plus, of course, that's coming out of our investment pool, so we're not actually spending anything to construct these railroads, so good on us. All right, we're running a little bit of a deficit on influence, so what I will do is I will stop improving relations with France. That way we can keep our influence up high. And I don't like that radicalism. Our illegitimate government is driving those radicals really high. I feel we have to do something here. So if we wanted 87%, we put in the Buddhist monks and the industrialists. 88, just the Buddhist monks. Yeah, I think we're going to have to bite the bullet. At least until election time. That will get us through. We'll go ahead and confirm that. We are now a righteous government. And yeah, armed forces, I'm sure, is not... Yeah, good workforce ratio. Good education access, workforce ratio, low interest rate. And import route for engines from the Qing to level 1. Well, we're going to need those engines for our railroads. Oh, city of plenty, eh? All right, Kansai High Society. Let them celebrate. They become loyalists. Or 25%. And an expected standard of living for 9 years from the upper strata. Let's not raise the expectations too awful high. And there we go. Now that we have a righteous government, hopefully those loyalists or those radicals will tick down until the next election. All right, so we're up to 50 with the United States. Outstanding. I think we can go back now to improving relations with France is what we were doing there. Just to sort of keep the big players on our side while we mill through this new patch. And one good thing, the restoration industrialized Japan is on the way to urbanizing Japan. It's basically the same thing. Urban center is greater or equal to 5 in both cases. In this case, we only need 70% of the states, but 75% for urbanizing Japan. So if the math works out well, we would get both of these at the same time, plus the Meiji Restoration. So railroads and urban center boosting in these states is definitely what we need to continue working on. Oh, nice. Price of tools went down. That's what I like to see. A trade agreement with the Great Qing. Sure, we'll take that because we were actually working. Cancel the import route. That's fine. We are actually working on this freedom of trade, increase the number of Japanese trade routes by 25%. So if we have trade agreements that may enact more trades and get that done at the same time. All right, railroad is up in Kanto. Do we have to worry about infrastructure here in the state? Oh, no, we don't have to worry about infrastructure at all. So that means that this railroad that we built up can be used for even more transportation and steel passenger carriages. Looks like we can really boost up our transportation here and bring that cost right down. Kanak is improving relations, eh? Who is Kanak, by the by? A little island off of New South Wales. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be colonized pretty soon. Yeah, we're not going to worry about reciprocating that. It's good that they don't want to attack us, but I'm more focused on what we've got going on at home. There we go. Railway fully employed. The price of coal, steel, and engines are doing okay. The cost of transportation has gone down. Let's work next in Chubu and get a railway going there. So once again, we're seeing clothing really expensive for our lower strata. All right, steam donkey for our coal, iron, lead, sulfur, gold mines, and logging camps. Now, I don't believe that they actually, yeah, it actually fires 7,000 regular laborers, which helps us make money, but money's not what we're after. We want to keep as many people employed as possible. So the steam donkey actually led us down the way so we could research the pump jacks for automatic irrigation or threshing machines for our farms. Let's take a look and see what those do. Yeah, so once again, the threshing machines just lower the labor needed. So that's not going to help out much. And pump jacks for automatic irrigation, I imagine that's going to do the same thing. Oh no! That's what we were working on. They use a little bit more engines, but they're able to produce a whole lot more stuff. So that is definitely the way we are going. Pump jacks in 3 years. War profiteering pacifists led by Tomonosuke Nabeshima are protesting against the weapons manufacturing. Minus small arms input, intelligentsia. All right, so we won't be putting out small arms for 5 years. That may set us down, since that's the only place where our weapons are being made. Yeah, we'll do a compromise because we don't want... Oh, it's just group approval. Okay, so Intelligentsia, what is their current approval? 17. It's not going to hurt us to take that -3. We'll still be above +10. That is fine. United States moved in, captured this state right here. Is that Colorado? Moving into Mexico, United States doing their business as per usual. Oh, new president, Robert Lee. Well, I'll be. I wonder if that is the General Lee. Yeah, luxury furniture is really peaking. That's probably the most expensive market price we got. Yeah, 72% aside from opium. We need more luxury furniture produced. I imagine we could do something like that. Maybe make a furniture in Kanto, as the urban size is 3 and we were working on that. Could we do a furniture manufactory then? After that, we'll focus on luxury furniture production. Although precision tools will also give us luxury furniture. We'll see what that does. Mechanized workshops indeed. And we don't need the boilers or any of that. We'll hire as many folks as we can. Outstanding. 19 weeks for the new railroad. And Josian is importing steel from us, and it's already expensive, and we're already not producing what we need. I tell you, these trades, it's like, I wish I could tell them yes or no before they just come start taking our stuff that we need, because we're building railroads, for crying out loud. We're building steel passenger carriages. Yeah, infrastructure is fine. Yeah, our taxation capacity is in the toilet. We need more government buildings as far as that is concerned. A lot of stuff that we absolutely need for sure, but we'll put this on steel passenger carriages right from the get-go. Well, I'll be. Mexico won. I don't see how that happened, but the United States returned Nevada and Mexico conquered New Mexico. Holy crap, what happened, United States? Oh wow, Mexico agreed to become the protectorate of Russia. That may have been what happened. Maybe Mexico brought in Russia, and now if the United States goes and attacks Mexico again, trying to get back New Mexico, Colorado, California, Nevada, yeah, Russia's gonna have something to say. Electrical generation. We know electricity, so we can put in electric fences and livestock ranches. Uses more iron and electricity, but reduces labor. Electric street lights. Uses electricity, but generates more services. I like that. Power plants. To get electrical generation. I wonder if the power plants are covered in the investment pool. Probably not, but yeah. Some power plants would be awesome. Electric sawmills, conveyors, the steam turbine, electrical capacitors, and leads to the telephone. Yeah, the furniture manufacturing, we might stop and actually get some electricity up in this piece. So we can start with a hydroelectric plant, privately owned, and we'll see how much electricity that can generate, because getting our urban centers actual good street lights that isn't gas would be impressive indeed. And if we wanted more infrastructure, we would have to use some electricity for electric trains and invent electric railways. 12 years away, so nothing that we are going to be concerned about with in the meantime, but something to keep a lookout for in the future for sure. Nice price of services going down, railroad filling in, and as I expected, the power plant is not part of the investment pool, but getting some electricity and getting some of our urban centers under electrical lights would be really cool indeed. And everything is holding okay as far as price is concerned. Tell you, trade unions are balancing delicately between +10 and +9, activating and deactivating. Yeah, unfortunately, once this electric power plant gets put in, we're gonna need tools, a lot of tools. And let's go ahead and boost up Kanto. with a tooling workshop for sure. We'll do steel tools, get the most amount of tools. And while we are making a little bit of bank, I mean, that's, you know, it all depends on the farmers. If they like us, they give us way more tax capacity. We could afford to put the military back even Steven. That way, any soldiers that are in the lower strata perhaps would be able to afford some more stuff if we increase their pay. Yes, lower strata servicemen. So hopefully those servicemen will be able to purchase good stuff, but the amount of radicals still going up pretty high from the standard of living below expected minimum. So 11% of the lower strata have a standard of living below the expected, 2% of the middle, and the upper strata 1.1. So yeah, it's a good thing we're working on, well, not yet, but we're gonna have to get the lower strata worked out and get their costs down. Clothes tremendously. Are we exporting clothes? Yes, we're exporting 1,000 clothes and we can't do anything about that. Granted, it is getting us tariffs and whatnot, but it's not allowing those clothes to come to our people, driving up the price. So once we get that and the tooling workshop, I think clothing here in Kanto will be the next thing until we reach urbanization level 5. Who deserves the credit, you say? Well, the landowners don't deserve the credit, I don't believe. So the farmers deserve the credit. Why not? Increase the farmers who are actually in our government. Yes, the peasants. So the Common People's Party with the trade unions, that's going to help stuff get passed, I believe. So yeah, sulfur is now 39% higher than it needs to be. We had a nice balance until all these trade routes started coming in, and it's like, hey, I know you're short of this stuff, but we want 1,000 of it, and we just give it to them. Dialectics unlocked, max education institutions. Now our institutions here, we're running basic education institution and basic law enforcement. We need way more bureaucracy to push that up. That would certainly be nice. All right, power plant coming online. Then we need to turn on the lights here in Kanto. Once it is up and running, there we go. So the urban center, I want you to put in electric street lights. It's going to use 30 electricity, and we'll see if our power plant produces up to that 30 electricity here. Nice, so this power plant is churning up. There's 26. Let's turn on the lights in Kyoto. Boom, electric street lights there. All right, so we're just short. How about Chubu? If we were to give you electric street lights, yeah, it's still the same amount of electricity, whether it is an urban size 11 or an urban size 3. So we kind of need another power plant here. It's just really awkward that, you know, it only produces 54 and not 60. We're not breaking even, so we're running at a little bit of a deficit here. Yeah, 50, 54, 55 power. Yeah, so we're losing 10% of our services. We're good on glass and wood. Crap, I was hoping that one power plant could do 2 urban centers. All right, executive decision. Sorry, Kansai, but we are going to have to go back to gas street lights to help get these services back under control. We're continuing to build the tooling workshops, but we really need to focus on our people as those radicals are getting out of hand. And looking at the lower strata, the thing that they need the most is more clothing, so we can definitely do that. And for this one here in Kanto, we're going to prioritize regular old clothes, although, I mean, we've got, yeah, we have a high need for luxury clothing as well. All right, election in 170 days. That's going to see, so 45% Constitutional Reform Party with the Buddhist monks, 54% for the interest groups, and we'll see. I don't know if the intelligentsia will have any big votes or if we can get them into government, but that will be a good reset for us to find out exactly what is going on in government. Campaign financing. So the Common People's Party, extra government expenses and 10% momentum to the peasants and trade unions. So looking at the Common People's Party, they've got -2 on the momentum, and that is the peasants and trade unions. So constitutional reform with the Buddhist monks. Yeah, we'll do that. Let's get the Common People's Party up. Some extra momentum. We'll be in the deficit for a little bit, but no worries, we've got plenty of gold reserves to do that. There we go. Tooling workshops fully employed, good weekly balance. The cost of tools is still high, but a lot better, I think, in the grand scheme of things. Once this textile mill comes in, though, they might be using more tools. And once again, yeah, the cost of luxury clothes are really, really high. All right, a week before the election. Right now it sits 56-43. We'll see if the Common People's Party comes on top, and then we'll adjust our government as need be here. Votes are in, so Common People's Party won the election here. We're at 100% legitimate, and the Armed Forces wants to join the Common People's Party. And the intelligentsia wants constitutional reform. That is how we get the intelligentsia back into government, but we have to take the armed forces as well, which will lower our legitimacy from 100 down to 65. A contested government predicted, but it looks as if we can get the intelligentsia back on board here, as well as the armed forces. We'll go ahead and confirm that from this election, 65. And we'll see what that did to, manufacturing throughput. Okay, so trade unions are at +8 now. And now the intelligentsia is back on board. And now that we have a government that reflects kind of what is going on here, we can look at a law to pass. Now, culture exclusion, multiculturalism, no cultures are discriminated against. 37%. Let's go ahead and try that. So nice, extra authority from the from the monks. Yeah, we lost our bureaucracy from that. Petite bourgeoisie xenophobia activated as to be expected. But we'll look and see if we can pass that. Ooh, no debate, no stall. It's either going to advance or be successful. That is what I'm talking about. That will give the landowners some time to chill out, as they weren't really opposed to multiculturalism. And then we'll be ready to try to pass the presidential election or the parliamentary election. All right, everyone, let's get this clothing made. There's a high demand for luxury clothes and regular clothes. We need it all. I think next we're going to put in some steel mills. That way we can get more tooling workshops and whatnot. I think steel will be pretty profitable here in Kanto, and that's going to continue increasing up our urbanization for sure. The tooling workshop increased it by 20. So if we, add another 20, that'd be 395. So almost urban size center 4. Just continuing to work in Edo, getting that up to level 5. That way we can move on to the next state, perhaps Chubu, who is at 3, and we can continue building stuff there. Do they have their railroad? They do. Outstanding. So they're good on the railroad. They just need a higher urban center. Perhaps Tohoku could use their railroad next. Just getting everything set and waiting on multiculturalism to try to pass here on September 11th. We'll see if we can enact that before we upset the landowners and try to pass a presidential republic. All right, here it comes. So I believe it advanced. Popular playwright endorses reform. So better enactment chance, group attraction, or prestige. So it's got a pretty decent success chance now. Let's get more people in the intelligentsia. It's not going to improve our success chance, but the more people and more clout the intelligentsia have, I think that would be a nice boost for sure. So the Heavenly Kingdom canceled their artillery, but now they want engines. Well, crap. Oh, we can begin improving relations with Italy. Why not? Might as well. They're the third great power in the world, and we do have some of the influence to spend. So why not try to make everyone else happy? But what I am happy to see, I was flipping through, the British attitude towards us is protective. So Queen Victoria wants to make sure that Japan survives going forward, which bodes well against Austria, who apparently wants us to die. And now the Heavenly Kingdom is importing coal, which we need all that coal as well. I mean, look at all these. Exporting 1,000 clothes, exporting 495 furniture. We're importing tea, 405 tools, dyes, importing and exporting wood. And I didn't set any of these up. So instead of free trade, we might do protectionism or mercantilism. We get more revenue with mercantilism. We can put on tariffs on imports and exports, try to really do something like that. But we have a forced market opening. So free trade was set by Great Britain, and we can't, change that for 60 months. Okay, so has it been 60 months since Great Britain war opened us up? Not sure. All right, sets up a steel import. Yeah, we'll set up a steel import, why not? There we go, we've opened one up with the Americans. Set up the steel import is successful, awesome. I don't know if we are going to keep that, but hopefully setting up this steel mill that we're working on building in the first place, it'll still be profitable. Steel is still pretty expensive, so I think we'll be okay. Nice, steel mill is up, but tools are massively expensive as we had surmised, so we're gonna need another tool workshop here. In Kanto, urban size center is 4 at 410. There's the pump jacks for automatic irrigation. So that is going to be huge, I think. An oil setup in Chubu. That's interesting indeed. Now that we got those pump jacks though, it'll be interesting to see. Yep, so automatic irrigation in our cotton. In our dyes, that's gonna be outstanding. Although it's, the toll on engines is going to be huge. Get more tea, more tobacco, more silk. The electric sawmills need 65 electricity. That's no good, but something we can remember for the future. Since we're continuing to build, we'll get reinforced concrete construction sector building throughput for 3 years. Yeah, looks like, yeah, we need engines now, that is for sure. And it's a good thing that we have came to the end of a construction. All right, motor industries, we need another motor industry, quick, fast, in a hurry. So we can get 67 tools from the French market. So that should hopefully get the cost of tools down while we build our motor industry here, making them cheaper overall. And then hopefully, yeah, that really boosted the cost of engines for sure. But in 28 weeks or so, that should come down. So intelligentsia has been championing the passing of multiculturalism, an Ainu politician. So plus 20 enactment success chance, or 10%. Well, why not? Equality starts here. There we go, 57% chance, 58.4%. Japanese are now obsessed with liquor. Okay. Yeah, it's a good thing we got cheap booze. Clothing is still a big thing, though. Yeah, tobacco and tea went up. Yeah, we're 191 engines short if we open that up. Yeah, those plantations, we're going to need a lot more engines, and we'll raise up like one plantation at a time. So if one motor industry can make 44 engines. Nice, hydraulic cranes, a max port level. Sure, I wasn't even working on that. So each one needs 5 engines. Is that correct? That uses 25 engines. So we can turn on automatic irrigation in the cotton plantations. That should lower the price of cotton. Yeah, tea needs 100, and I'm sure tobacco is up there too. 80 more engines. How about silk? We only have 6 silk, so 30 more engines there. Could we turn on silk, perhaps? Nice. Multiculturalism. Culture will always be accepted. No cultures are discriminated against. So that is a good thing we got going on there. Extra influence there from the landowners now that isn't ticking. Now, the next big thing that is going to upset the landowners tremendously is the law to abolish the monarchy. So we can't do a theocracy. We can do a parliamentary republic for 37% or a presidential republic for 37%. Yeah, radicalizes the landowners and the bourgeoisie. But the intelligentsia, trade unions, and armed forces really like it. The monks won't be too awful mad. And we're going to need some authority back. And we have consumption taxes, so let's just, yeah, we'll get rid of those to get plus 15 authority there. And there we go. Now that the second motor industry is stood up, we'll go to our silk plantations and turn on automatic irrigation for them. That will drive up the need for these engines, and hopefully we will come out even Steven. Nice, we got realism, 5% prestige. Not sure what that does in the grand scheme of things, but we're 29th in the world with 193 prestige. And yes, indeed, the cost of engines are coming right down, which will go ahead and set up a railway into Hoku. That'll be 31 weeks, and we'll want steel passenger carriages, steam trains. It'll be nice to get electric trains, but we'll need a whole lot more as far as the power is done. And now, let's go ahead and give it a try. Presidential Republic. 19th of November. Yeah, we knew that was going to upset quite a bit of folks. But we'll see in a year whether or not we can get presidential republic in place. Are they going to stand up against us? Radicalism is still peaking. And looking at the population, 6.5% higher than normal. It's those clothes, man. And running this deficit once more, I believe what we can do is go to the intelligentsia and stop bolstering them to try to get that back. They've got pretty decent clout as it is. We'll turn that back on as need be. As far as the bureaucracy is concerned, law enforcement, education, trade routes. We need to get rid, well, I mean, that's only 15. That's not really bad. It's just, you know, a lot of tax waste from a lot of government buildings not working. Yeah, there's still a ton to do, that is for sure. But I believe that will do it for this episode, everyone. Working on that Meiji restoration, trying to get our people all set. It's always a big thing whenever a patch drops. What happens to the base game and what changes and everything. So just trying to get caught up with that. But no civil war. Radical Great Britain. Okay, we'll end the episode by looking at Radical Great Britain, and, well, there you go. So it looks like, yeah, London is okay, but Cambridge, Birmingham, and then up in Scotland, yeah, all of Scotland and Northern Ireland, in Ulster, and the Lowlands, yeah, standing up against the Queen. I'm sure she will stamp that out quick, fast, and in a hurry. And hopefully the same thing doesn't happen to us when we put in this presidential republic. What are the chances? So a 14% chance of stalling, near 50% chance of advancing, and 36% base to pass it first time around. So we will work on that next time. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next Victoria 3 video. Take care.